So here you are, Lucy, on your final maths lesson of the week. It is the 29th of January. As always, we'll go through this guided practice and you can pause it where you need to so you can complete your independent practice. So first of all, we are going to count our 11 times tables together. Don't leave me hanging, doing it by myself. Make sure you're joining in. Okay, 0 times 11 is 0. 1 times 11 is 11. 2 times 11 is 22. 3 times 11 is 33. 4 times 11 is 44. 5 times 11 is 35. 55. Sorry. 6 times 11 is 66. 7 times 11 is 77. 8 times 11 is 88. 9 times 11 is 99. 10 times 11 is 110. 11 times 11 is 121. 12 times 11 is 132. So let's clap through our multiples of 11. 0, 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99, 110, 121, 132. Now moving on to our warm-up. So our oral mental starter asks us to complete subtraction sums. So we've got question 1, 2 and 3. And I will just quickly go through how to model subtraction again using this sum here. So I just highlighted my 10s and my 1s. So I've got 72 subtract 56. Now I cannot do 2 subtract 6. So I'm going to have to exchange. So I pop next door 10 more. I'm going to exchange 110 and bring it across to my 1s column, which then leaves me with 110 less of 70, which gives me 60. So I put my 6 there. Now I can do 12 take away 6, which gives me the answer of 6. Now going across to my 10s, I can do my 6 subtract my 5, which gives me 1. So 72 subtract 56 gives me the answer of 16. I'd like you now to complete 1, 2 and 3. Pause the video so you can do that, and then let's move on to our objective for today. So Lucy, our objective for today is to order decimals. So first of all, our guided practice is here are 4 numbers on place value charts. What number is represented in each place value chart? So we actually have 2 here, and then you'll be completing the next 2 for your independent practice. So the number that is represented, I can see in A that there are 3 1s, 3, my decimal point, and then after that I have my tenths and my hundredths. I have 1/10 and I have 4 hundredths. So my decimal is 3.14. Now looking at B, again I'm starting with my 1s column. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 counters in my 1s column, 1/10 and 4 hundredths. So my number for B is 4.14. And I was thinking back to yesterday's objective where we had to compare decimals. If I was going to compare 3.14 and 4.14, 4.14 is the larger decimal. Now I would like you to complete your independent practice on your sheet. Good luck with that. Just pause it now so you can do that and then listen to some more guided practice. So some more guided practice here. We're going to write the digits to show the number represented in each place value chart. So just like we've been doing, but just more fluency to really consolidate this learning objective. So I have in my first one, I've got 1, 1 in the 1s column. I have 4 tenths in the tenths column, and I have 2 hundredths. I have 1.42. In the other place value column, I have 2 1s, decimal place. I have 0 tenths, so it's imperative, really important that I put that placeholder in. And then I have 6 hundredths. I've got 1.42 and 2.06. And again, if I was going to compare these numbers, I know that 2.06 is larger because in the largest value place value column, I've got 2 counters in comparison to 1 counter. Now I'd like you to pause the video, complete your independent practice and resume when you are ready to continue. Here we're going to do some guided practice before then you go and have a go at completing your independent practice. So number 4, Teddy's teacher asked him to put some numbers in ascending order. Now let's first of all look at that word ascending. Now if you're thinking about an aeroplane, okay, I'll just quickly draw a little aeroplane. There's the body of it and there is its wings. I'm not a great drawer, but ascending, we're thinking about this aeroplane. It starts from the ground and it travels upwards, so it's increasing in height. So when we are looking at ordering numbers in ascending order, I always start at the bottom. I start with the smallest and then I reach the highest point. So I go from the smallest to the biggest. Okay? And that is in ascending order. Now, just a quick point then, the opposite way down. So if I was coming from the highest point to the lowest point, so the largest number, to the smallest point, that would be in descending order. So you're thinking about the plane descending, coming down. Okay, so now I've discussed that vocabulary, let's look at this question. So here is the numbers that Teddy has given to order these decimals. It says, do you agree with Teddy? Okay, so we have 0.64, 12.7 and 2.83. Now I agree with Teddy that he has put 0.64 in the correct position. So that's number 1, because it is the smallest number out of the 3. And I know this because it has no ones. See that it has no ones in comparison to this here and this here. Now I know that the next number to come after 0.64 in second place, so the second highest number, would be 2.83. And I know this because I don't have any tens in the tens column, but I do have tens column in 12.7. So 2.83 is the next number in line, and that is the second number, so it's bigger than 0.64. And so therefore my last number, the highest number, the largest number, is 12.7. So you see I've gone from the smallest to the biggest. It was 1, 2, 3. So I don't agree with Teddy. Right, I thought now would be a good opportunity to have a go together. So we have the numbers 0.64, 0.7, 0.09 and 0.46. And as always, as we looked at all the other objectives, we always start at the highest value, which in this case is our ones. And you can actually all see that all the ones column have a 0. Now, I'm just going to get my highlighter. Excuse me, I can also see that in my tens column, so my second highest value column, I've got 6 there, 7 tenths there, no tenths there, and 4 tenths there. So which is the smallest value when I'm looking at my tenths? Yes, if you've got 0.09, that is correct because it's the smallest value in the tenths column. Now, what would come next if I was looking at the tenths column again? Now, 0.64, again 0.7 and 0.46. Now, out of the tenths that are highlighted, 4, 7 and 6, which is the smallest number? Yes, it's 4 tenths. So actually, the next number to come after 0.09 would be 0.46. And again, it doesn't matter that it's got more digits than 0.7 because in the second highest place value column, we're looking at that for the highest value because we are increasing in size. So it's really important that we know which one's going to come last. Now, knowing that then, out of 0.64 and 0.7, which number do you think is going to come next? Yes, it will be 0.64 because 6 tenths is smaller than 7 tenths. And then we'll have 0.7 there. this is your independent practice for your worksheet. If you need to look again at the method that I used, you should rewind the video and watch the input again. You should pause it now to complete this question, and then we can move on to the next question. So this is just a guided practice discussion for both of us to look at, and so we can really consolidate our learning today. So Annie and Dexter are comparing the decimals 4.12 and 4.8. Annie says 4.12 is greater than 4.8 because 12 is bigger than 8. And Dexter says 4.12 is smaller than 4.8 because 12 hundredths is less than 8 tenths. Now, which one do you think is correct? You should pause the video now, have a quick think, and then resume when you want to hear the answer in the discussion. Right, Lucy. So, I do not agree with Annie. I actually agree with good old Dexter here. He is correct because if we're looking at the place value method that we've just been using to compare and order those numbers in the previous slides, we know that we look at the highest value, which is in the ones column here. They both have 4. Then I go to the second highest value, which is in the tenths column. And in the tenths column, I can see that Annie, if we're going to say Annie's number is 4.12, and Dex's number is 4.8. And 8 is bigger than 1 in this circumstance. Always, actually. Because I was just thinking when Annie said that 12 is bigger than 8. Yes, it is, but 12 hundredths is less than 8 tenths. So if you're thinking back again, visualising that 100 square in your head. If I have 8 tenths highlighted, I will have 8 columns or 8 rows shaded. That would be 80 hundredths. There's 80 little squares shaded in. Now, if I have 12 hundredths, I only have 12 little squares shaded, or 1 column or 1 row shaded with 2 little squares. So I know that 8 tenths is larger. I can also see by using the method that we've spoken through. Well done for completing today's task, Lucy, and have a lovely weekend.